Mr. Lewis has changed HK and will continue to change HK long after he leaves, in fact, because of the way he approaches students and education. He's ahead of the curve, and he's where we're going. I think many students would see him as a friend, and I think that's why he's in touch with students from 25 years ago.
Mr. Lewis, it's your former student, Jessica Schneider, and I'm coming to you live from the Situation Room in Washington, D.C. I have this dream job at CNN as a justice correspondent here, and no joke, it is all because of you. 20 years ago, when I was in your media classes and working for MHS TV News, I caught the TV news bug, and here we are now. Seriously, I can't even believe that it's time for you to retire. Your current students are so lucky to have had you, and the future ones are sad to not be graced with your presence. But I know you'll continue to do wonderful things. It is no joke when I tell everyone I learned everything I needed to know as a student working with MHS TV News, all through you, your care, your enthusiasm, and your passion. It fueled my passion. It's continued to fuel my passion for the past 20 years since I left MHS and made my way through the television news landscape and ended up here at CNN.
Hi everybody, it's Dion Lim, anchor and reporter at ABC 7 News in San Francisco, HKTV class of 2002. Mr. Lewis, I so wish I could be there to celebrate you and your accomplishments today. If you hadn't taken me under your wing all of those years ago when I was just 16 years old, I definitely would not be where I am today. So thank you so much for all you do, and the impact of your kindness, your knowledge, your encouragement, that can be felt all the way here in California.
Mr. Lewis is one of those people that affects every single person that he meets, whether you're in his actual classes or you're just having a conversation with him in the hallway. Having him for 3 years, it really made me find my place that I felt at home in high school, and he also was one of the reasons why I'm becoming a teacher. So thank you so much, Mr. Lewis, for everything you have done for me.
Mr. Lewis is a really good person. He helps out a lot of the students all the time. I know he helps me a lot with a lot of my projects, and I just think overall he's a really awesome teacher. We just have a lot of fun. I love Mr. Lewis. I really don't want him to leave. So all my memories with him are my favorite.
How do I even begin? He's my favorite boy. He's my favorite on the planet. I love him so much. He's like a second father, a third father, because I'm my own father. But like, he just cares so much, and I didn't know it was possible for someone to care that much, especially as a teacher. It was really strange for me to come from the middle school to be a freshman and have him just so passionate and so caring and nurturing of creativity and just such a good energy, and he just cares so much, and it blows my mind. First of all, it blows my mind the fact that he's leaving, because I'm going to cry and it will happen. But yeah, it's just, he's the best man and I love him.
So when I first met Mr. Lewis freshman year in journalism, I was pretty shy. I didn't really stand out. But Mr. Lewis, he saw potential in me, and he taught me how to represent myself through videos and kind of add my creative touch. And that has been something I've carried these last 3 years of high school, and something I will definitely use going further into college and my career. Mr. Lewis, things are not going to be the same without you. I'll definitely miss having you around to help me out and to try to get me out of my little quiet place. But I'll always remember the lessons you taught me, and will miss you very much.
When I came to high school, I was really scared, but I got in his class by accident, ended up falling in love with it, and he really made it a fun experience. He helped me find my major for this class, and that makes me really excited.
I joined VidCom when I was a freshman, and I joined on accident, and I didn't really want to take the class, but once I got in the class, I absolutely loved it. He is so caring, and he cares about everyone, and he really knows what he's talking about.
Mr. Lewis gave me a home away from home at the TV studio. I really feel like these People are my family, and Mr. Lewis has always been somebody I've looked up to.
So I started my classes with Mr. Lewis freshman year, taking journalism and broadcasting, and I took it almost like to kind of keep the morning news going that I did in middle school, and it ended up being something way better than I could have expected.
When it comes to Mr. Lewis, the fact that he has all this knowledge in one specific thing and then decided to come back and decided to commit to education, to help other people, he's impacted so many more than he could possibly imagine, not only with the holiday show and his own students, but just he's made a big difference in the local community, and I even think in even almost the world.
I'd like to thank everybody, the whole HK community, inside all the various schools that have worked so closely with me over the years. It's been a pure pleasure and a joy to have been part of such a wonderful school system and a supportive administration that supports all the crazy stuff that we've done, from our STN trips to our holiday shows. Couldn't have done it without the support of this wonderful school district. And I want to thank everyone for giving me an opportunity to do something that I love.
What I'll remember most about him and miss the most about him is the way that he was able to be calm under pressure. I could call him up and say, hey, I need a school promotion video, and can you have it done by Wednesday? And he was always super calm about it, would set a couple of great kids on the project, and the product was always fantastic.
He's a can-do person. Rarely have I don't think actually I've ever heard him say, can't be done. He just goes for it and tries his hardest, and he's a great colleague to work with.
Yeah, I'm really awful at goodbyes. I don't do goodbyes well at all. And this has been one that I've genuinely been dreading. Having known Mr. Lewis for as long as I have, I've been fully aware that, well, I didn't necessarily see it coming this year. It wasn't going to be long. Because he has such passion for life. This isn't the only adventure. Mr. Lewis is retiring to go on to his next adventure.
It's wonderful to have a wall of fame in my classroom that shows 30, 40 students to date have broken into this industry and have wonderful, successful careers. And that's what it's all about. And to me, that's the greatest accomplishment. It's what the students have done. And they've taken, I watered the seed, I planted the seed and watered it, but then they grew it into a wonderful career for themselves.
I really can't thank you enough for everything you did for me and everything I know you've done for all of the students for the past few decades that you've been a teacher. I wish you the best. I can't believe students are losing your expertise and your enthusiasm, but I know, like I said, you will continue to do wonderful things, and you will always have a very fond place in my heart.